We saw the boats. There was two of them. We could see out the window. And the first one went by, and the second one we could see was in trouble.
These ones are moving now.
Coming up this morning, today is the 1-year anniversary since the duck boat incident on Table Rock Lake. We'll take a look back at that tragedy.
But we also want to focus on the future, how our victims, first responders, and the Branson community moving on. We'll have all that for you this morning on Daybreak. Welcome on into the show. It's Friday, July 19th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano. A lot of coverage for that coming up this morning and later on tonight, right?
Yeah, it really is crazy to think that that was already a year ago. That was a sleepless night for a lot of people.
It certainly was. So we'll have all of that for you coming up within these next couple of hours. We also need to keep you updated on what's happening in the news today and, of course, the weather.
Yeah.
The heat is a big theme that's still sticking around, as Elisa Raff has been telling us.
It continues. We still have the heat headlines through today and again tomorrow. Yesterday we hit 95 degrees, the hottest day so far this year.
I believe it. It was steamy out there.
And still, we had no triple-digit days last year, you said, in Springfield,
We never hit 100
and
last year.
still not yet so far.
Still not yet this year.
There's plenty of time.
It'll feel that way, though.
Yeah, we still have, half of July and all of August.
Right.
But yeah, we've got the heat warnings and advisories continuing this morning. The excessive heat warnings still in the pink to the north. There have been no changes in the setup of this overnight. That heat index up to 108 to the north, up to 106 in the south, and the advisory starting out very warm again this morning at 74 degrees in Springfield, 73 in Branson, and 75 in Camdenton. The dew points, of course, in the lower 70s, which is having it feel pretty oppressive and thick out there this morning. Dry roads again, not expecting any showers or storms. It's just going to be sunny, hot, and dry. Mostly sunny skies at the pool with an extreme UV index of 11. Temperatures in the lower 90s at the barbecue, continuing to be pretty steamy. Temperatures in the lower 90s still by 5, and then very warm 80s by this evening. So we're tracking 2 to 3 more days of this excessive heat. It will be hot through the weekend. A cold front brings rain and relief early next week. Details on that in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Elisa. As we said, today is the 1-year anniversary of the duck boat tragedy on Table Rock Lake.
Our Hannah Zettel is live at the lake where the accident happened a year ago to remember what took place there.
I'm here on Table Rock, on the shore of Table Rock, just yards away from where this tragedy happened, near the showboat Branson Belle. I can tell you this morning that the water is so still that it's like glass, and that is a huge, chilling difference compared to those intense waves from the event that happened 1 year ago today. Now today we look back at the events that left 17 dead. At 11:20 that morning, a severe weather watch was put into effect for southwest Missouri. 7 hours later, 32 people boarded Stretch Boat 7 for the final Ride the Ducks tour of the day. The military vehicles are known for making tracks on land and cutting through waves in the water. By 7:09, the first 911 call came in. Choppy waters were too much for the duck boat to handle as it started to sink. First responders say they'll never forget the chaos of the scene.
The issue was we didn't know where the people were because they were not in the water. We didn't see anybody swimming or in the water or in life jackets.
I looked at the pictures that were taken of these families as they were getting on board, and they were so excited and had smiles on their faces. And you know, you just can't help but think, you know, what were they thinking at that time?
It's been 1 year, and of course the Branson community will never forget the events of what happened with the duck boat tragedy. Now that we have taken a look back at what happened a year ago, stay tuned because Lauren Barnes will have a report on how the city is moving forward, on how the families are moving forward, and how those first responders are healing and dealing with what happened here 1 year ago today. I'll be here throughout the morning, so stay tuned. But reporting in Branson, Hannah Zettel, Ozarks First.
All right, thank you very much, Hannah, and we will get to that, but we want to let you know first, today, first responders are invited to Cox Hospital in Branson for a barbecue. The event goes from 11 to 2 this afternoon, and it goes back to the place where things all began for many law enforcement and paramedics.
Leaders will present appreciation plaques to agencies for their service during last year's water rescue. You heard Hannah take a look back just then at the terrible event. We also, like she said, want to look ahead at how our community is coping.
Date? Do you remember the exact date?
July 19th.
July 19th.
I was at my house working in my office.
Actually, it was right in the middle of changing my garbage disposal.
I was at dinner with my family.
We were getting ready to have an event down by the creek and play in the creek.
I was actually off duty and here for a board meeting.
The calm before the storm, so notorious most of us remember exactly where we were when we learned the news.
When I started thinking about it, it was just like yesterday. The feeling in my heart about how those people suffered.
Pat Styron was having dinner on the Branson Belle and witnessed the duck boat capsize. Since then, 3 Ripley's Entertainment employees have been indicted by a federal grand jury. 19 of 33 civil cases have been settled. Several law firms argue the duck boats were designed with flaws, and Senator Josh Hawley is working to change the law.
So I've introduced legislation that would not only require the duck boats to implement all of the safety recommendations that the National Transportation Safety Board has been recommending for literally years, but would go above and beyond that.
In the hours of darkness, the morning after the duck boat sank, flowers, a delicate tribute to lives we'd later learn were lost, were left on the cars in the parking lot. And while their memories remain in Branson, the Ride the Ducks attraction is gone, and a new Ripley's business has taken its place. Branson Top Ops keeps visitors on land, donating a portion of proceeds to first responders in the area as a tribute. We still don't know the names of some of the Branson Belle heroes from that day who watched as Stretch Duck 7 sank and volunteered for a rescue mission they probably never thought would come complimentary to dinner and a show. Others, like Jonathan Tudor's team with the Taney County Paramedics, are publicly recognized for their service, but ask you to shift your perspective moving forward.
One of the biggest things we always get asked is, hey, what's the worst call you ever went on? And what a devastating thing to ask someone. Over the years it gets better. It's still there. Be careful what you ask.
Wounds are still fresh. Branson Mayor Ed Akers explains that's why you won't find a duck boat tribute on Table Rock 1 year later.
Right away, there were lots of people wanting to jump in and do things and try to do special things. But it's just like in any time you have a tragedy, you need time to stop and think and to look at it and to heal from it. And I think this community is still having trouble healing from that.
A memorial is in the works for when the time is right. Because when you can't forget, it's okay to remember July 19th, a day not even the strongest waves can wash away.
And it was on this day a year ago, our team of meteorologists were forecasting a routine severe weather event fueled by summer heat and humidity, with chief concerns of damaging winds, heavy rain, and lightning.
But those storms were the first dominoes to fall in the tragic sequence of events that led to the loss of 17 lives that day. Our meteorologist Elisa Raffa joins us with a look back at the storms and once again a look ahead at measures to stay safe. Elisa?
Joe, Lauren, the way these storms arrived on Table Rock Lake was one of those first dominoes. An unusual aspect of the storms was that intense gust front that had those damaging winds surged well ahead of the thunderstorms, coming in while the sun was still out, possibly catching some of those people off guard. These severe storms did fire up much earlier in the afternoon in parts of Kansas. A severe thunderstorm watch was issued shortly after 11 a.m. Non-tornadic, damaging winds up to 74 miles per hour blew through Springfield around 6 p.m., warranting interrupting TV programming and sounding the outdoor sirens in Greene County. Many trees were snapped and uprooted, power lines torn down. Ryan Zeller with the Missouri State Highway Patrol Water Division advises you to stay weather aware.
Dark clouds rolling in, shifting winds, if the waves on the water pick up, those are things that are going to, lead you to believe that, okay, maybe there's some weather coming in and need to investigate further.
Before you even get on your boat, make sure your emergency kit is packed with food, water, life vest, a fire extinguisher, whistles to signal help, and laminated insurance and contact information. Make a plan to use when warnings are issued, but practice it on a blue sky day. Don't rely on one way to get warning information. Have many ways. TV, a NOAA weather radio, and radar apps are great tools. Here's Brandon Surgener with the Greene County Office of Emergency Management.
Sirens are really meant to be heard outdoors. As an outdoor warning siren, it's possible you may not hear it in your home. It's meant to warn people at those baseball games, on the lake, or, at events, birthdays, with tents that are going on.
Since this tragedy, our team has worked closely with the National Weather Service and Emergency Management to be more specific in warning text, making sure that exact hazards and locations are listed. But remember, it's up to each individual to stay weather aware and know when to take action. Joe, Lauren.
All right, thank you, Elisa. Also, a year ago, the three of us were here working, trying to cover this, and trying to show you this experience in the early morning hours through our eyes to you at home. You may recall the name Daniel Shedd. He was a reporter with us at Color 10 this time last year when that boat sank. We were able to catch back up with him for a recollection of the events that unfolded, and our jobs as journalists to bring you those stories. Now, some of the images that resonate the most are from the aftermath of that night when the recovery process began.
When you pull that duck boat out of the water, all of those life jackets are going to be on there. And we have that footage of as that duck boat's raised out of the water, you see all of the life jackets. Not a single one displaced except what the water did to it while it was sitting 30 or 40 feet below water. And that to me was really the start of kind of the healing process of getting that duck boat out of the water and moving on.
Now, don't forget to join us tonight, beginning at 6 p.m. here on Color 10, as we revisit 1 year later from the tragedy. Joe, Crystal Blair, Jesse Inman will be down in Branson, joined by anchors Heather Lewis and David Oliver, taking a look back at that night in 2018, the progress that's been made, and how the community is also moving forward.
We're just getting started on Daybreak. Plenty of news to bring you. Still ahead, the EPA makes a controversial decision regarding a chemical that could affect kids.
Plus, Toys R Us is making a small comeback. Your Money Watch is up next.